We are taught as Christians to be kind, to be generous, and to love our neighbours. We are taught to be the hands and feet of Jesus. But there is a dangerous trap that many believers fall into. It is the trap of blind compassion. We often believe that saying yes is always holy, and saying no is always selfish. But the Bible tells a different story. Jesus helped many, but he did not help everyone. He walked away from crowds. He refused to answer certain questions. He knew that not every request for help comes from God. Some requests come from traps designed to drain your spirit, distract your purpose, and steal your peace. The Bible warns us that there are specific types of people you must not help, not because you hate them, but because helping them actually hurts you and enables their destruction. If you feel drained, used, or confused today, you might be carrying a burden God never asked you to carry. Here are the 7 types of people God warns you not to help. The first type is the manipulator. These people use your faith against you. They know you want to be a good Christian, so they weaponize guilt to get what they want. They say things like, "If you really loved me, you would do this," or "I thought Christians were supposed to be generous." The Apostle Paul warns us in Galatians chapter 1 verse 10, "For do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to please men? For if I still pleased men, I would not be a bondservant of Christ." When you help a manipulator out of guilt, you are not serving God. You are serving their ego. You are becoming a slave to their demands. True giving comes from a cheerful heart, not a heavy conscience. If you feel trapped every time you interact with them, that is the Holy Spirit warning you. Close the door. You cannot heal a heart that only wants to control yours. The second type is the chronically lazy, or what the Bible calls the sluggard. There is a massive difference between someone who is going through a hard time and someone who refuses to take responsibility. We are called to help the poor, the widow, and the orphan, but we are not called to finance laziness. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 10, the Bible is shockingly clear. "If anyone will not work, neither shall he eat." This sounds harsh, but it is actually love. When you repeatedly rescue someone who refuses to work or improve their own life, you are not helping them. You are paralyzing them. You are standing in the way of the lesson God is trying to teach them. Hunger and need are often the tools God uses to wake a person up. If you keep filling their plate, they will never learn to plant their own garden. Stop enabling their slumber. The third type is the mocking fool. Proverbs chapter 9 verse 8 tells us, "Do not reprove a scoffer, or he will hate you. Reprove a wise man, and he will love you." Have you ever tried to give good advice to someone, gave them resources and poured your wisdom into them, only for them to laugh it off, ignore it, or do the exact opposite? And then they come back asking for more help. Jesus warned us in Matthew chapter 7 verse 6, "Do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine." This is not an insult. It is a description of value. A pig does not understand the value of a pearl. It will only trample it in the mud. There are people who do not value your time, your wisdom, or your resources. Stop investing in people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Save your strength for those who are ready to listen and grow. The fourth type is the angry man. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 24 gives a direct command. "Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man do not go, lest you learn his ways and set a snare for your soul." Some people are addicted to conflict. They are always in a fight, always the victim of some injustice, always shouting at the world. If you try to help them, you will inevitably be pulled into their wars. You cannot bring peace to a person who loves chaos. If you stay close to the fire, you will smell like smoke. God says to stay away, not because they are beyond redemption, but because their spirit of anger is contagious. Protect your peace. The fifth type is the divider. Romans chapter 16 verse 17 says, "Now I urge you, brethren, note those who cause divisions and offences contrary to the doctrine which you learned, and avoid them." These people often appear very religious. They know the Bible, but they use it to tear others down. They gossip under the guise of prayer requests. They whisper lies to separate friends. If you help a divider, you are funding the destruction of God's family. You are giving them a platform to spread their poison. Do not give them your ear, do not give them your money, and do not give them your time. The most loving thing you can do for a divider is to refuse to be their audience. Starve the division, and the fire will go out. The sixth type is the unrepentant. This is the person who deliberately keeps sinning, gets into trouble, and expects you to pay the bail. They want to be saved from the consequences of their sin, but they have no desire to stop the sin itself. Galatians chapter 6 verse 7 teaches us the law of the harvest. Do not be deceived, God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. When you constantly save someone from the consequences of their bad choices, you are trying to break God's law of the harvest. You are preventing them from hitting the rock bottom they need to hit in order to look up. Sometimes the most powerful way to help someone is to let them fall into the hands of God. Finally, the seventh type is the energy vampire. These are people who are not necessarily wicked, but they are perpetually in crisis. Every conversation is a complaint. Every day is a disaster. They treat you like a free therapist or a spiritual battery. You must remember, you are a human being, not an infinite resource. Even Jesus withdrew to lonely places to pray. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If someone is draining your spirit faster than God can refill it, you need to set a boundary. It is not a sin to say, "I cannot help you with this right now." Your first ministry is to guard your own heart, for out of it flow the issues of life. My friend, looking at this list, is there a name that popped into your head? Is there someone you have been carrying that God is asking you to put down? Helping the wrong people doesn't just hurt you, it delays their growth. Trust God enough to release them. If you are ready to let go of the guilt and set healthy biblical boundaries, I want you to declare it today. Go to the comments and write, "I let them go." Let that be your prayer of release. May God give you the spirit of discernment to know when to open your hand and when to close your door. Stay wise, stay strong, and God bless you.